Hello teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. It's nice to see you. The last couple of weeks have been a bit stressful. I did put a little video up for members explaining kind of what's been going on. So if you're a member, the information is there. If you're not a member, information on how to become a member down below. I've been doing reacts to Great British Bake Off and Great Australian Bake Off. I've also have a few odd videos around like, I don't know, meal prepping and stuff like that. I'm going more into meal prepping just recently and just the odd random videos. As you might be able to tell from the car that just ran past, I've got the window open. Outside noises might be a little bit more prominent today. Apologies for that, but I like the breeze that's coming through. It's lovely weather at the moment. And I'm feeling a bit more chill today. I took the day yesterday. My cleaner came in, my house is all clean. I'm going to be doing some organising today, which just makes me feel better, like tidy house, tidy mind kind of thing. I'm just taking a moment to like breathe and chill. But that being said, I woke up to 5 hours of a live stream by Foodie. And I was like, no, I'm sorry, but she's not worth 5 hours. She's not. She used to be. There was a time during COVID when the drama was high, where you would be glued to her for 4 to 5 hours. In absolute awe and horror, but glued to her nonetheless. You'd be on Twitter following along with the rest of everyone being like, oh my God, Pete's unplug her Wi-Fi because this is entertaining but appalling. She is not there right now. But fortunately, we have people to help with that, and Barbecue Chicken has just put a little amalgamation of anything useful there. I say useful, anything that's happened, just a quick note of what's going on, and it's only 20 minutes, so that is what we're following today. That being said, Barbecue Chicken does tend to speed her up. Now, I watch her sped up, so I really don't mind that, but if you're not used to it, you might find her a bit fast. Apologies, I can't actually control it. If you want to pick through the 5 hours she did, please go ahead. I am going to turn her up because I'm not sure how loud she is or how loud she'll pick up. I might adjust it. All right, guys, and let's get into this.
Welcome to a car mukbang.
No, she's back to car mukbang.
Today I'm at Hardee's. I'm trying their new tornado sandwich. Fries and
This thing was enormous. Like, shockingly large even for her.
Santa Fe sauce. I'll show you the tornado in just a minute. Let's have some fries in Santa Fe.
I would ask why hasn't she just gone home with it, because it's just round the corner from her house, but I'm guessing she doesn't want to have to answer to Salah.
So...
all the comments, like, bear in mind she made her grand plan of not eating out very often.
Okay, now check this out. I was not expecting it to be this big. It's huge. This is their new tornado. Huge. Like, how do we even open this thing?
The boxes do make it look a little bit bigger, to be fair, but still, it's large. I'm sure Sansa has done a video on this, or is it Sansa? Somebody in the Twitter community right now is in the Middle East, and they took a picture of this, they ordered it. So if you want to check there, check there.
I'm gonna dip it in the Santa Fe sauce. Look at this thing. It's freaking huge.
Yeah.
It can stand on its own. It can probably vote.
That is a lot of sauce. That is a big mouthful. You cannot possibly be happy with what you are eating. It's an addiction, and just like with any other addiction, this will kill you if you don't make changes ASAP. I'm sure, however, you already know that. Why, ... I'm sure it goes on in the same vein. Chantal, why are you trying to do this on your own? You can't. Like, she really, really can't. And I'm not even blaming her for the fact that she can't. It's a hard thing to do. But if there's anything everyone can see, it's that she is not going to succeed doing the same thing she's done before. I know these are going to be quite hard for you to read on the screen, so I'm just going to cut the rest of the comments you see unless they become relevant. But generally, all the comments are like that. Skip to 2:22 if you don't want to see people eat, but I just want to showcase how bad it has gotten. I have a high tolerance for this. I know whenever I cover her actual mukbangs, people are like, the eating noises! They are gross. It's its own character in its own right at this point, but I do try and cut out the worst of it, but I'm just gonna... We're on 150, so for 30 seconds, we'll deal with it.
Spicy.
She is just mainlining it though. Now, this is sped up, to be fair. Like, she can't wait, she can't talk to her audience. She's just trying to shove it in as fast as possible. And part of this, and this is why she needs therapy and help, part of this is the fact, I'm sure, that she told herself, no, I won't do this, and that immediately triggers something in her brain that goes, do it all now, do it worse than ever.
All right. One more bite.
You've only got one bite left by your standards.
Yeah. Wow. Whew, okay, my review.
Because this is a review, not a binge. Don't worry about it, YouTube.
In case you care. Of the tornado, the new tornado, here in Kuwait.
I don't even think that touched the sides. Don't tell me you know what that tasted like.
Very good. It could use its own, like, enough of its own sauce because it could use more sauce. I use the Santa Fe, but if I wasn't using the Santa Fe, it wouldn't be that saucy.
I saw a picture on Twitter of whoever it was that went and ordered it. There was a lot of sauce on it.
And, but if you're really hungry, wow, that was even a lot for me. I'm stuffed, and that's hard to do.
She ate it so fast, her body's not going to register how full it is until later anyway.
Full. So, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
That was literally it. So, got some news. This was the 4-hour, 47-minute live stream I woke up to. Absolutely not. I'm not doing it. I am shocked. I checked her numbers when I went and looked again. It's at 11k views. I'm amazed it cracked 10. Absolutely amazed. But it may just be people going out and coming back and then being like, oh, you're still online.
I'll tell you guys in a sec. Let everyone come in. I look swollen. Well, I am fat and I am swollen, so. Serving face. This hijab is kind of...
If I didn't know this was 1,000 filters, I would say her makeup looks very nice here.
Chunky, but that's okay.
I've got quite a pixelated screen, but there's a reason people filter is because it makes them look better.
Yeah, well, Blue Pod, that, the eating video from yesterday brought me to a realization. So, I had a meeting today, a Overeaters Anonymous, or Food Addicts Anonymous. Food Addict Recovery, I think it's what it's called.
So is that like the off-brand Overeaters Anonymous? I wonder if it's local.
Something like that. So yeah, I had a Zoom meeting, and I went to a meeting, and I think I'm going to try different ones, because just to like get, I'm going to try to go back because like, until I kind of get it,
I would say she doesn't seem massively convinced here. When she says different ones, does she mean she's going to try meetings with different groups? Or does she mean she's going to try different versions of this kind of program? I'm assuming meetings with different groups, but then she says she's going to go back, presumably to the one she went to. I don't think this is necessarily going to last. I think doing it over Zoom's got more chance of lasting than anything else, but I think so long as she can control that narrative, it won't. Good group leaders will probably try to give people equal time, but it can be very hard to have any meeting when one person is overwhelming everyone else. And I think Foodie is used to being the center of attention on any particular meeting, and if there's other people there, even if she's by herself, but if there's other people there particularly, and they say something and they call her on some bullshit, which they can see, having been through it themselves, exactly where that thought process goes, I don't think she's going to keep at it, because it will be too revealing. She's never liked the truth, because once she knows the truth, there's no real excuse to get out of it.
But it was just basically, going through like the steps, and like what I like about it is it's faith-based, whereas before when I first went to Overeaters Anonymous, do you guys remember that era? I went to a meeting and kind of never went back, and I got my coin when I was like BB days.
Yeah, she does that with most things, like any kind of therapy-based thing, because it is a meeting, but it's a form of group therapy, right? She goes once, she doesn't go back. The reason any of these programs may work for some is consistency. The reason with any change is consistency, be it through this or something else.
And I didn't get the faith-based part because I didn't believe in God at the time, really. So, but I like that it's like really faith-based also, and there's a lot of people that just like, when I was like seeing everybody, I was like, wow, pretty much everybody that was in that room has been abstinent for like years and years.
Okay, a few things. One, for all she wears the get-up, she has never ever allowed the faith that she claims to be part of to impact the action she wanted to do. She didn't worry about halal food when she was somewhere else. She'll smoke weed whenever she can, or take edibles, or what have you. She'll argue about faith rules, and she'll argue about people judging her for not doing things, but she wants the faith as a shield, not a support. So it's not going to support her now. Her faith isn't strong enough in her life to do that. This is an acting gig she's on, pretty much, based on the actions that we've seen in the past. It doesn't have the kind of strength that she would need to find a part of. If I were to make a huge generalization for something that I'm not a part of myself, For most people who claim to have a strong faith, strong is the point. They find a strength in their beliefs. Foodie just finds excuses in her beliefs. They're there to tell people they can't judge her. And as I said, people who have been through it are not going to take your shit. If those people have been abstinent, you can't turn to them and say, well, no, you just don't understand. My addiction is just so bad, I can't do these things. Because they're going to call you on that shit, and she's not going to stick around for it.
I don't have control over food. Like, food controls my life. Like, I have no control. Like, I just don't. And I keep failing because I just keep trying to put it all on myself. Like, things that like, when it comes to, like, food is drugs. Like, I'm a junkie. Like, with food, I'm a fast food junkie. Like,
you're a fast food junkie, and you've been a literal drug addict.
And, you know, I like that Food Addicts Anonymous, they treat food like it's an actual drug. You know, like, being an addict, and if you're using your substance of choice for a long time, which just happens to be food, which I still can't seem to wrap my mind around, that something we eat, and it's so common, like, imagine if you're driving down the street and there's billboards, okay? And you know how billboards will advertise the newest, big, juiciest burger at McDonald's, it will advertise the Texas Bites. Imagine that was heroin. Imagine that was Percocet. Imagine they were advertising that kind of stuff.
That used to be cigarettes. They used to advertise those cigarettes. No one had a gun to your head saying, well, you have to smoke, but they used to try and draw you in.
Do you get what I mean? It's like, it's food. It's effing food. And I hate so much that I'm addicted to it. I hate so much that I like coming to terms with that, the fact that I could never be normal with this kind of food. Like, my brain is already, somebody like who's addicted to drugs, let's say you're addicted to opiates. You have to abstain from it. You can never, ever, ever have another opiate because your brain is already changed to be dependent on that. So any little bit of that drug and you're screwed. Like, you know?
This is all stuff, by the way, in terms of treating it like a drug. This is all stuff her audience have told her. This is all stuff that I think professionals have mentioned to her when they're like, hey, let's make a change here so you're not doing X. Even when it wasn't giving up the food. Didn't she have a doctor at some point when we were trying to look at her binge eating saying, okay, I'm not saying don't eat the food. Sorry. Okay, I'm not saying don't eat the food, but I'm saying don't eat it in your car. That is a binge environment for you. So if you're going to buy it, take it back to your home or eat it in the restaurant. She still can't even do that. And that doesn't involve giving up any food. Her idea of I'm going to eat at home was I'm going to order twice as much takeout and then eat the leftovers. That's takeout. You're eating takeout 2 days in a row. You stored it at home overnight.
And it's like, that's how it is with me with food. Healthy food? No, of course not, right? But I don't really, like, healthy food doesn't make me happy, you know? And that's so messed up. That's just, food can make you, like, happy, can control your life, can, you know, have that control over you, you know? But that's the thing, Blue Pot. I can't control myself around those foods. I don't want to just have moderation when it comes to fast food. Like, or...
I don't think she should have moderation. Not everyone can moderate. And it can actually be a lot easier just to have no access than it can be to try and moderate that access. Foodie convinces herself she can moderate so that she can get foods in the house that she knows she shouldn't be eating, so she can binge on all of them later. That is how that works. And I say that because that was part of my binge routine. It's a behavior that I recognize, and it's a behavior that all the other members in that group are going to recognize.
Chips or cheese. Like, eating cheese. I'm not going to be able to have cheese because I can eat the whole block. Well, yeah, I will die eventually if I don't change. Like, I will. That's... And this one, while I'm in my meeting, acting like a friggin' lunatic, I know I will have to control myself. I can't explain. I don't know how to explain it. Like...
That's how you explain it. You will have to control yourself, and it'll suck. It will suck. But you have to recognize that there's something more important than the food. And that is what you focus on. And some people focus on that through their religion. I don't think that's a strong enough anchor for you.
It's just, I have to completely abstain from foods that I'm severely addicted to and just...
You can see here, like, her whole being is focusing on the loss and not the gain. Oh, that's quite the freeze frame. I've left her looking weird. But she's so caught up in the idea that I can't have it, I can't have it, I can't have it. She'll immediately go and get it because there's no incremental step with her at all. And she tried to put it in place by saying, okay, I'm going to eat out on X days. And before she'd even started it, it went from like not eating out to a month to eating out once a week to eating out every, 3 days. And then she went, when it actually started from the plan, it went to, I can eat out 3 times a week. So I'm going to do it all in this day because she just wanted to binge because she was looking at the loss.
I tell myself no, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna have to find hobbies. Like, it's like a huge lifestyle change because you have to have to basically change all of the habits that you were doing that were keeping you comfortable and like around food, you know?
Her problem is she has no habits. She has nothing but food. And she will automatically go, well, I hate crafts. And you're like, okay, so pick something else. Pick something. Crafts are good because they keep your hands busy. Pick something you don't absolutely hate. You don't need to learn knitting. You don't need to learn sewing or any of the other things. But something she's done before when she made videos, she likes to do those little drawings. Okay, have an art class. Do one online, find one on YouTube. There are plenty of courses out there that she could do from her house, but it would keep her hands busy. Or if she wanted to do something that would better her YouTube, she could take a course like that that tells her about, I don't know, thumbnails and analytics and whatever she wanted. We could follow along with that. But the problem she has is when you remove food, she has a massive vacuum in her life and she doesn't fill it with anything. And so all it is an empty space.
Oh, like even just watching movies at night, you know, like that's probably gonna have to, I don't know. When I'm out of the house, I think about food even more because I think, oh, like I drive down the street, there's like billboards of all the newest fast food available just up the street, you know?
Everything in her life goes around it.
He's agreed, this is how awesome he is. He's agreed to not have any junk food in the house whatsoever. No chips, no chocolate. I don't know, I don't know. I haven't started like the whole abstinence thing. I don't even know how I'm gonna do it.
It's a simple idea that's hard to pull off. How you're going to do it is empty your house and not eat it. That is the only answer to that question. And it sucks. You will not enjoy this process any more than an addict enjoys detoxing.
I don't even know, like, if I really want to do it, I have to do it. I think your YouTube channel makes your addiction harder to beat. Honestly, I don't think so. Because I don't feel pressure to do, because my channel, like, isn't just a food channel. Like, some of my food videos get more views, but I think
Here's the thing about her mukbangs. Her mukbangs are easy content of something she doesn't have to plan because she's going to eat it anyway, right? She used to be a mukbang channel. It's more a mixture between life and mukbang now. The reason we don't really see a difference is because her life is food. So her content is food because her life is food. So like I said, she would need to find other habits to get into for that. And I'd be fine with it. I'd be fine with watching her do a drawing stream. I'd be fine with her like actually following a course and showing maybe step by step how she goes. Something to engage her brain and engage her hands. And she probably wouldn't be able to focus on it for too long. Like focus is an issue. But she needs more willpower now than she needed when she wasn't driving. Because now she's got the option of taking the keys and going. And she just takes Salar's wallet. Because it's not like she's got her own stuff. Which he seemed to be getting very annoyed about, by the way.
My views stay pretty consistent, like, no matter what I do. You know what I mean? Maybe some food videos are higher than others if it's, like, really, like, junky. But I don't know. It's not, like, enough to make a big difference. So, if I was, like, somebody who just did mukbangs all the time, that would be different. Like, Hungry Fat Chick, like, she started a health journey and she wasn't getting the views she wanted. So she went back to eating videos. I don't think that my views make that much of a difference. Like, you know? I've been on Ozempic before. Not even that can quell my beast inside of me.
She lost 70 pounds on Ozempic. The problem is she was also doing cocaine at the time. So it's really hard to see what the impact was there. Has she ever tried Ozempic, quote unquote, clean? I don't think she has.
Yeah, I need to find purpose beyond food, and I just
yeah, you do.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't really have any interest at all. Like I feel like I really just want to not. I don't know.
That makes me really sad for her because everyone should have more than one thing in their life. It's fine to be focused on one main thing and it be important to you, but this is such a destructive thing for her. Go find something new. Take off the preconceptions, find something you want to do, find something you want to make. That's why I'm saying drawing, because it would involve a lot of physical pressure and it's something she has shown an interest in before.
The hardest part is you have to completely remove yourself from a toxic food society, like where eating toxic foods is encouraged. It's everywhere, you know?
You're right, but you actually lead an incredibly isolated life. So, of all people on the planet, you have more of an option to do that than anyone else I can think of. You don't go out very much, and when you do, it's in the pursuit of food. You could stay in the apartment, you could order in, you could keep a fail-safe environment around you. That's actually one of the only benefits of being this isolated.
Luckily here, when there's gatherings with family or people, they make really good home-cooked food. It's not processed junk, you know? But, you know what I mean? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Even here in Kuwait, I think I read about 60 to 70% of Kuwaitis are addicted to food. It's the fast food culture that's incorporated. It's so addictive.
Yeah, there is definitely, and in the Middle East in general, because there are certain things you don't do very often. So the culture for when people go to bars and they drink, there are like non-alcoholic drinks and things like that. And actually in Oman, You can drink, it just costs a lot. Usually you go to hotels and things for drinking nights. But in Kuwait, there's no alcohol. So there's more of a cafe culture. There's more of a mall culture. There's more of a food culture, because those are the more available options socially. And then if you're going inside one of these malls, one of these places, you're out of the heat as well.
Like, why else are we not addicted to bananas? Like, I don't give a crap about a banana right now. I'm feeling a bit packaged, but I don't care. I don't want a banana. I want something with sugar. I want something with salt. I want something with fat. I want like my usual stuff.
Okay, well, your usual stuff has brought you here. If you want the benefit of the change, you have to make the change. And there is a certain amount of saying, look, Chantel, I realize your inner child is frequently your outer child, but this is one of those cases when your inner child is saying, no, 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 feed me. And you have to be a good parent and say no.
I did sign up. I am being matched with someone. But we'll see how that goes.
Oh, God bless them.
Yeah.
It's going to be a disaster. She's probably going to ghost them and disappear, so maybe not. But that poor sponsor, if they ever materialize, isn't going to know what they got into. And if and when Foodie inevitably doxes them, because God knows she's not going to keep it secret. If they ever materialize, because I don't think this is going to last that long, they're going to be inundated by the community. Like, it's going to be a disaster.
Gotta figure. Well, one of the biggest things that I wrote down some notes is that every day, before you go to bed at night, take some quiet time. Give thanks to God. Well, as Muslim, we pray 5 times a day, so I gotta really keep up with my prayers and just use that as asking God for help with this journey.
Keeping up with your prayers implying you're not keeping up with them right now. Just checking. Yeah, ask God for help, but remember, and I realize it sounds a bit weird coming from me because I'm not a religious person, but the way I've always thought about kind of a higher power is they can give you a path, they can't make you walk it. Reaching out to a higher power doesn't absolve you of your own responsibilities. And she's done this before when she's been sick and just been praying and saying, please, please give me another chance. And then look what she did with it.
Use that quiet time to plan your meals for the next day, and so that you're not stuck looking for something fast. So
this is actually a really good. I'm about to start some meal prepping on the other channel. I have a second channel called Milk Tea Chilled. Sorry, when I say the other channel, I mean the memberships. So I put my budgeting stuff there, and part of that is keeping my groceries under the amount. And what I'm going to put into the memberships are meal plans, because instead of shopping and being like, well, I usually use this stuff, I want to look up probably 2 or 3 recipes, get the ingredients for those, and just spend a day cooking once every 2 weeks, have those frozen in the freezer and take them out as and when I need them. Because a lot of the time I'll find myself sitting in my kitchen realizing that I'm hungry and it being too late to spend a lot of time preparing the food because I don't keep a lot of junk in my kitchen because of this, because I will just eat it when I'm hungry. So I had recently, when I first got back to work, I had a week of eating eggs for dinner because they were just quick and easy. So pre-cooking and freezing would be a really great option for her, but the problem she tends to have is she pre-cooks X amount and then she eats it over the course of a day, day and a half. But the idea of meal prepping and actually portioning so it's readily available, but maybe in the freezer so it's not instant, could be a good step for her.
Organized, No, you don't. Okay, Blue Pod, if you're going to start being negative and blaming people who are supportive of me just because they don't involve themselves in my life, what I should eat, I'm just going to block you. I don't want any negative, people attacking, the people that I care about in my chat. No, it will be, it will be classes outside. I don't know. I have to look into it. I have a feeling that...
Okay, classes outside. In Kuwait? In-person classes in Kuwait? Because we're still waiting for her to go to the diabetes doctor.
Diabetes classes will be, really restrictive.
There we go.
But I have to kind of be, I guess,
Oh, we'll get to this in a minute. Diabetes classes will be really restrictive. Yes, because you have diabetes. So if you're now working on how to abstain from food, wouldn't it make sense to go to the doctor that set up this talk and education for you so that you know exactly what food you should be eating? This would be a way to get the beginning of a plan. If you're definitely going to be giving it up anyway, this would be your guidance. Okay, so apparently the response from the chat was they asked if she was actually serious. I am glad that some of her chat is being for real with this. Because she does like to keep the hug box close. And I'm just like, my dude, you need some reality, though.
Yeah, of course I am, Brie. But the power of, the addiction part is just more powerful than that.
Yeah, so you can blame it and not do anything about it. Oh, well, I'm addicted. Yes, but this program is there for that. You still have to take the steps.
Care, Yeah. Well, I'm looking for, a sponsor. Somebody to match with who, you can keep in touch with if you're, having cravings and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. No, Salah can't be my sponsor. Can't be like family or something like that. But he does support me a lot. If he's willing to give up all food and be very strict and
He is desperate for her to like pick a struggle and be like, could you not spend this much money on groceries and then eat out all the time? He did make some notes along some way, it might be mentioned in this video, about potentially visiting the West. He seems to still think it's on in the future, which may be the reason he's still hanging about. He's invested so much into her and spent so much time on her. The eventual payoff is the West. But you see more and more recently that her habits are starting to irritate him. He's got a shorter and shorter fuse with it.
you know, do things like that. Look over all of the groceries for approval. Sometimes I sneak in a few things.
That's insane. Can you please approve these groceries, sir? And again, it takes the onus off of her. Well, I told Salah to approve them. Okay, but what do you do when Salah's not there? Because you can make an order while he's not there. You can get in the car and make a choice while he's not there, as we saw with the car mukbangs. She's snuck out several times while he's been asleep with his wallet. You have to be able to control yourself. You can have a supportive environment and an example of, okay, look, I know you eat snacks. I know it doesn't bother you in the same way. Could you please not have them in the house? Great example. Okay, he's agreed to do that. He's agreed to keep it outside. And the way she's saying, oh, it's an obvious proof of love because look, he's willing to give all that up, doesn't mean the same to him as it means to you.
Weight loss surgery is not possible right now. No, Bobby, I haven't tried that. I deleted the apps. Besides eating, what is your favorite thing to do? I don't even know. I don't even know. Beyond food, what there is in life.
Yeah. Oh, that's really sad. No husband, no faith, no hobbies, nothing else but food. Wow. Yeah. If she were actually committed to following her faith, she could go to an imam. She could go to her religious community. She could build links there that would fill her time. She could reflect in prayer. Again, take strength from your faith. Her faith isn't set in like that. But no hobbies at all. The problem I think she has is when she does other activities, like movies, for example, she's using it as an excuse to get snacks while she does it. And she mentioned like the late night movie stuff, same idea. So I'm like, okay, read. And she prefers audiobooks. Yes, but read a physical book that you hold, even if it's on like a Kindle or something. Get back into that habit. You can redevelop it.
It's like when I think about that, as sad as it is, cucumber's not a fruit. Since when? I've been to professional help.
Oh, the education of Chantal. Okay.
That's the thing.
You've been to professional help once or twice every time. You haven't maintained professional help. You've dipped your toe in and rejected it and then crossed it off the list as done. You need professional help no matter what version it takes. Clearly you can't do this yourself, but that doesn't absolve your responsibility to take those steps.
I probably do need more. I just don't even know where to start with that. I mean, I have started. I've sent out like self-referrals. I know.
Okay, where? Self-referrals in Canada? Where is the list of things that the people in Canada gave you, the resources you were going to go back to? I don't know where to start. You have an appointment with a diabetes educator. Like, start with the stuff you've been actively given. But no, that won't work. Oh, I know what they're going to say. You may have an idea, but you being too scared to hear it doesn't change the fact that you have to live by it if you want to be successful.
To stop nicotine, I have to stop a lot of things, and food and nicotine, basically. Get out with your juice. What are you doing?
Oh, I realised this live stream was very long, so this may not have been edited this way, but she's uncomfortable. Let's talk to the cat.
What are you doing?
She looks so sad. Yeah, get out.
The cat bite is okay. There's a scratch. Looks like the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, that was from the stray cat. I can't believe she didn't get that checked out. The bacteria in cats' mouths can be really dangerous.
I find that, I know, in Islam, we believe that, God chooses, our partner for us. And, for me to be in a relationship, if I wasn't with Salah, I wouldn't ever be in a relationship because, I realize that I'm like a basket case. I have so many problems.
But do you realise how much pressure that puts on him? And I realise Salah himself is terrible. Okay, I'm not talking as a fan. But to say, okay, God chose you for me and therefore you're responsible for me. You're responsible for my choices. You're responsible for the consequences of my actions. Because God chose you for me and I'm too messed up for anyone else.
And being with an addict is it must be hell sometimes. Really. I am responsible about certain things, but other things, I struggle. But when it comes to food, I'm just powerless, completely powerless. I know.
But you're not, you choose to be. You choose to remain uneducated. You choose to remain comfortable. And that's what takes away your power to change it.
I could quit smoking easily, you know, just like that. But I can control that. But when it comes to food, it's like, we'll give the old beezers a beezer spray for free just when we visit the West soon. Yeah, we'll be.
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
suitcase, just.
Salah said that. I wonder when he thinks he's going. I think for this to have lasted this long, there must be some kind of eventual plan for Canada. And I think Foodie's financial situation probably caught him off guard. But like I say, things seem to be fraying between them right now. So I don't know if he's going to last, but that's the advantage there for him.
The beezer sprays they give you guys. I really want to. That would be cool. Even when we go out, that's what I think about. Like, okay, what coffee can I get? Like, I always have to buy something.
Salah asked her to get on the treadmill. So remember, Salah, her support, the person she's asked to check the groceries and basically take responsibility for her following these choices, asked her to get on the treadmill.
I'm not sweating off my makeup. No.
So she starts as a joke. No, I'm not doing that.
No way, not at 9:30. Maybe tomorrow morning we'll see. I
You don't wake up in the morning. This is your lunchtime.
have to figure out my life right now. I have so much in my head. I just like, I honestly have so much going on in my mind all the time. Mostly food stuff.
Her brain is a basket of feral cats.
So there's this thing on TikTok. It's like a something 528 hertz or something noise. It's like, ee, and I just listen to it for like 10 minutes straight, just like this. And it like blocks out any noise in your brain. You should give it a try. No treadmill. Either you volunteer to do the crazy frog or else no.
So again, this is what he's dealing with. Starts as a joke because they're on live, but let's see how it goes.
And I need a yogurt. I'm starving.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm not doing it and I'm going to eat.
have any normal spoons. Yeah, I'm not starving. You're right.
Yeah, you're
Or
not.
the opposite. Babe, ask me one more time if I'm gonna go on the treadmill. Ask me one more time.
Warning, it sounds like a joke, but she's not happy. So she'll play around and horse around and be like, no, look, it's a joke, it's a joke. Get on the fucking treadmill. Get on the treadmill because that's part of what you said you were going to do.
I'm not doing the treadmill at like 10 at night, no. I don't like walking in a hijab. I hate it.
And she's starting to get
I
more
have to mentally
angry.
prepare for like a week to go on the treadmill.
Okay, but you said it was going to be like a daily thing, so how can you mentally prepare for a week for that?
Think I'm gonna do it at spur of the moment? I don't think so. It's just hot. Like, why would I walk in a hijab if I don't have to? I'll do the treadmill for you, babe, when I get off because I'm not wearing the hijab to do it, okay? Thank you. If we do bees outside, we'll have to do things that don't really involve eating. I don't know. I just want to give up.
Yeah, which is why this isn't going to get off the ground because she's already decided that it's not going to work. It's already too hard. Now, she doesn't have to go out. She can go on the treadmill to get her exercise, and it would probably be better for her because when she goes out and she runs out of steam, which is quite soon, she's then already away from the apartment and has to make it back and gets really grumpy. So by all means, exercise inside your apartment, but you have to do something. And if you want to avoid the food, avoid it. Stay there. It's okay.
Why are you so handsome?
Thank you, babe.
It's not fair.
We have to decide if you want to go live, walking outside, maybe Bukra or bad Bukra.
Buka?
Or
Like,
bad.
he's not even telling her you have to do it. He's like, oh, maybe we could do this.
I mean tomorrow or after tomorrow. How about that?
Look at her smile. Can I baby voice? Can I cute my way out of it?
What do you guys think? You should see his hair right now. It's handsome. It's like
Distract,
black
distract.
and, like the way it is when there's a little piece hanging
Let's
down.
see.
Change the topic, compliment him, be very sweet. Very cringe, but very sweet, and then we're off the topic.
Tomorrow maybe or after tomorrow.
Yeah, she's ignoring
Maybe
him.
I'll go out.
Thanks, Star. I don't want to change. Maybe
Thank
not
you,
change. I'm honestly afraid to. I'm afraid to take away comforts.
Don't put yourself down, babe. You actually are beautiful.
Thanks, babe.
You're pretty girl.
Thanks, babe.
Like I have a physical reaction, it grosses me out.
Oh, baby. No, baby. No, baby.
Get off me! Get off me! Get off me!
She hates me.
Yeah, she wants to be someone. I was about to like tell the visitors, like see you in the chat.
Oh, she's taking her makeup off.
What I had for takeout? Do you want me to be transparent with you guys? What I had to eat?
It'd be nice to not have a constant lie, yeah. I mean, if you're not going to do it, at least tell us what you did.
I actually feel shame. I don't know why.
Okay, maybe face that feeling. Maybe ask yourself why. Maybe get a therapist to ask you why.
I mean, I know why, but it's not usual that I do. I'll just let you guys guess and think what you want. Yes, I ordered out because I'm a weak creature. I'm a slave. Yes, it was KFC.
Remember when she came back from Thailand and she was like, oh, I've caught it on this. She came back from Thailand and she was like, I can't believe I was eating fried chicken skin. What do you think KFC is?
But honestly, I'm kind of turned off of the KFC. It wasn't that good this time. Salah can eat a fast food meal and not give a shit if he doesn't eat another one for another whole month. Do you know what I mean? How come some people are addicted to fast food and some people are not? It has to be something in the brain.
Yeah.
I mean, genetically, I'm predisposed. So I don't know if it makes a difference, but like my dad, he was an alcoholic and a food addict, big time food addict.
Meanwhile, no therapy, right? No therapy.
My mom told me many stories about that. Yeah, you have to completely stop eating it, I think, and I don't like. To me, that just the idea of that is like unfathomable. I can't stand her looking at me for food. Her dish is empty. I can't stand it. I guess I'm gonna have to have a fat cat. I don't know what to do about it. Period.
Distraction.
Look at her.
God, look how dirty that is.
Bum. You have fat tortoiseshell bum.
Why must she always feed cats on the counter?
I think I don't think expats can get Ozempic. I think it's only for Kuwaitis, if I'm not mistaken. There's certain medications that you can only get as a Kuwaiti. Can a man come in?
And there's even fewer medications you can get as a tourist because she's not an expat. Just reminder.
To fix something if the husband isn't home. I don't think Salah would allow that, but...
I don't think he'd allow a third person inside when you're not meant to be there, no.
Rhonda, I would just have to go in another room and shut the door. That's usually what I do. Like, if they knock at the door, he'll be like, go in the room and shut the door. I'll go in the room, shut the door.
God, every time the door knocks, go and hide. Doesn't sound suspicious at all, does it?
I used to date a Middle Eastern man who was extremely possessive, which led to our breakup. He wouldn't even let me go out if the neighbors were in their cars. Really? Yeah, if you're gonna date, well, it's a different culture, so you have to understand it. So what...
Yeah, Chantal, you really do have to understand it.
A lot of people will see as controlling. It's actually just like a protective jealousy.
She loves the idea of someone being jealous enough to want to hide her. She loves it. Even if she's actually hiding from anyone knowing she's there.
I would rather a man be like that than be okay with with people. I hate to say it because of my past, and people have seen my body, but let's say I never did. If a man just allows his wife to, all her everything to any man, like he doesn't care about that. Like it's just like that's looked down upon in this culture, anyways. It's just different. That's all. I don't like being the one like wearing the pants. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I'm just saying like I don't want to be the one wearing the pants. Like. I know you guys probably think I do, because I usually do in relationships, but no, the dynamic is different.
I'm not going to say a lot about the dynamic, to be completely honest, but she's always controlled it financially. She is a lot more dependent on him here now, but it hasn't stopped her from doing anything, whether she should or shouldn't do it. So, is she really? I don't know.
I get my way with some things with enough whining, but it's more effort. There was an elevator just for women, because I don't want to be stuck in an elevator with all smelly men. No.
Have you considered that to the other women, you were that smelly man?
Yeah, I shouldn't have posted that, but I put a heart on the lips. Those were private photos, but I was like, why do I feel like I have to prove to anybody? Because you have people all the time, they don't kiss. So I posted one of our private photos, but I put a heart there, but like, why? I'm mad at myself, like, why?
She had AI generated that photo. Do not start with me, it was not real.
I don't have to prove anything to anybody. It's just like...
If you don't have to prove anything, don't AI generate a photo.
Did you know that while I was in Canada, apparently, I found out recently, actually I saw Salah's messages.
Well, that's a bit of a change in story, isn't it? Number one, if it happened while you were in Canada, there was no reason for him not to tell you immediately, unless there was a reason for him not to tell you immediately. And number two, you seeing his messages doesn't necessarily mean that he told you. It means you looked at his messages. Both of which I would find problematic.
People were messaging him on social media, telling him that I was meeting up with you-know-who. Yeah, nice.
She was raging in her car. If she would leave her ex in the past, there'd be nothing to talk about.
I don't know why people want to try to break up people's marriage, like for a pastime. It's weird. Like, why?
Because the last time you left for Canada, he cheated on you and you lied to him. You said you weren't seeing Pete, you saw Pete. You keep bringing up your ex, as I say, and you indulged in all the habits you're not meant to indulge in while you were there. So it's not like you're honest either.
And then I saw messages from people seen as haters, and they were trying to message Salah, but there was no replies. I was like, what the heck is wrong? You women need water. Here. What is wrong with people? You saw what happened when I had the potato corner. The shark, remember? The shark that shook the nation.
Oh God, why is she talking about this?
It was the worst diarrhea. I had to pay a cleaning fee on the bed sheet.
Guys, I am sorry that I'm going to leave this story in, but when I tell you, you could not have dragged this story out of me, I'd be cold, dead, buried, my mouth would still be sewn shut as per my request in the will. I would never have shared this. But let's go.
TMI. I got food poisoning from the potato corner, I think from the rat skins.
of all the things she ate there, could have been anything.
And this is the worst ever. I got so sick. On the day that I was supposed to leave I made it without having to pay a cleaning fee for the whole time. The day that I was supposed to go to the airport, I had the worst diarrhea and like...
Bear in mind, she was going to the airport. She was about to be stuck in a flight with people.
I shit the bed. You couldn't have water.
Seriously.
That's never happened. Honestly.
Good God. Why would you share that? And tell me, her stomach is unreliable digestively. Let's put it as nicely as we can. Yes? And I have had friends, I've known people who have had digestive problems, had IBS, had things like that. Why is she not taking like Imodium? Under those circumstances where she certainly wasn't going to stop eating, but she was in a bad way, and she was for a long time with her stomach in Thailand because she had full access to everything else there and she just couldn't stop herself. Like, you can buy Imodium instant even. So if you know you're having this trouble and the need is coming upon you suddenly, why are you not taking that? That and some kind of probiotic to try and heal things up. Like, why would you not be on that stuff? I mean, Chantel seems more self-inflicted than anything, but she's had stomach problems her whole life. Like, why would you not plan for it if you're not planning on controlling it? If you're not planning on controlling your triggers, why would you not plan for the consequences? Because real talk, if I'm going to travel, I will take some stuff in my little med kit that I take with me, just in case. Because you don't know what food you're going to eat. You don't know what you're going to try. You don't know where you're going to be traveling if a sudden problem hits, because these things happen. Why would you not? Being Chantel and everything we know of Chantel, why would you not have a plan for that? Like, start your morning every day taking something so that your digestive system can calm down and stop being so irritated. But no, let's do it this way instead.
Pants, yes, but the bed and the white sheets, like, I tried to get it out. Anyways, so
Could you imagine?
And I put a deposit, right?
And then, like, not... Oh, let her tell the story.
So I go to check out early in the morning. I go to check out, and the guy goes, okay, we sent somebody upstairs to check the room.
She had to wait there, knowing what was upstairs, because she hadn't admitted to it, and someone had to go in and find it. I just... Like, you did it, you couldn't fix it, call somebody in housekeeping and just admit to it on the phone so you don't have to have that conversation. Like, how awful. And I don't want to think about this too hard, but then the mattress? Was it just the sheets? Like, ugh.
Taking forever.
Taking forever because they found your sheets.
I have a two-way radio, I don't know, they're talking in Thai. It was said in Thai, like, charge her, she shit the bed. So anyways... Yeah, they took a few hundred off my deposit. I think I got a lot of it
Just bar her from the hotel.
back, but it wasn't my fault. I'm not nasty. It's not my fault. It was like...
You are nasty. It's not your fault. That particular thing. Like, okay, and like I say, yes, you could say, well, her eating was her choices. Absolutely it was. If we say these things happen, and then we say, okay, here are the ways to help control this thing from happening, it is nasty of you not to be taking some kind of medication. It is nasty of you to deal with it the way you dealt with it, instead of just having a admittedly embarrassing conversation with housekeeping so someone didn't have to go find it. That is nasty.
Like, I couldn't hold it. That's how bad it was. That's how sick I was. It just came out.
Okay,
Like when I
so
would move.
I don't need this mental image, but what did you do when you were stuck in the car, when you went to the airport, when you were on the plane?
I tried. I used the dish soap. It wasn't a lot, like, you know, it was just, I cleaned it up.
I don't need this level of detail. I don't.
But it was still, the sheets were white like this, so it was like a little stained. Hey guys, I'm so hungry. Diet.
I'm assuming there was a gap between that response and that story, but of course she's hungry. All she's thinking is, I can't have this, I can't have this, I can't have this, which means she's going to eat 12 times as much as that.
Cold water, have some cheese. Do you guys like Laughing Cow cheese? I have a pita. Some of it's not there, but...
See, I don't think that's going to be great for you. I think that's a lot of salt. I think that's white flour. I don't think it's a good choice. I think there are worse choices out there, but this would be an example.
All I got right now.
What is that? Why does she have a stick of butter?
Spices, butter.
But why?
Parmesan cheese.
But why? For
Yeah.
what?
The pièce de résistance.
Oh God. You want to have some corn, eat some corn. Why do you need the layers of other things?
Big back, big back. They're not all for me. I'm gonna give Salah some.
No, they are all for you. And I'm guessing Salah had no idea you were making it when you said, oh, I'm going to give some to Salah. Much like Pete's or BB had no idea you were saving the other half for them because you weren't actually.
Yeah, that's right.
So she's having a stick of butter
Go on.
with some corn.
Some salt. And some Parmesan cheese. Some Parmesan cheese.
What a mess.
Some on there.
She is focused. That's what's wrong with her mouth.
Maybe some paprika. Red sweet paprika. This one?
How much butter she is inhaling with this.
Trying the Kuwait street food.
All over her face.
Okay, I think I'm gonna give off. I'm tired and I want to eat my corn in peace.
Her corn, not Salah's. Hers.
But this was a long stream, so.
4 hours,
Okay, guys.
47 minutes. We are leaving it there. I am so glad I did not spend 5 hours of my life on that. I hope everyone is doing well, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.